Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, we want to talk about how you all can make more. Multiple six, seven figures while working less. Isn't that the goal? Does that also sound too good to be true? Well, make sure you stay till the end. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Preston. I'm a professional recruiter. Been doing so for almost a decade now, scaling and growing and operating our agency here. My first year made about $500,000 on my own desk, and minimum that every single year to present day. Yes, I am still hands-on because I love the game and I love this industry so much. Grateful to say we did multiple seven figures of placements on my own desk, excluding our team, and now we are a trusted growth partner to some of the most well-known companies and brands across the country. So with that said, if you're looking to become a recruiter, you're looking to find a new job, you're looking to hire a fantastic dream team, came at the right place, and definitely go down below and reach out to us. But let's get back on track to this video. So the first thing you need to know about this is that you first have to grasp the fundamentals of recruiting, or really anything. But for the context of recruiting, if you want to be making six figures or more, multiple six figures or more, that's really assumed that you have a strong level of the fundamentals. What do I mean by that? From A to Z, you know exactly how to go out there, find clients, you know exactly how to go out there, find candidates, how to put it together, how to do placements with the ability to do it consistently. Like, I don't care if you're able to do 5 placements this month and then you can't make a single placement for the rest of the year. That is not a business, that is just complete luck. It also doesn't matter if you're able to do a bazillion placements on splits communities or freelance platforms. That's great as a freelancer, but if you are here to become a business owner, or you're calling yourself a big shot business owner, I'm sorry, you do not have a business if you can't go out there and bring in business on your own accord with your own terms, right? So the most important thing is, even before we get into like the fun stuff like tools, software, AI, automation, you don't need that. That stuff helps you. That stuff will not recruit for you. You need to learn how to do that. If you play any sports, you got to learn how to play golf. You got to learn how to play tennis. You got to literally get the clubs, learn the basics, and then anything else can just build on top of the basics. Same thing with recruiting, same thing with business, okay? Especially in a service-based environment, you have to do things yourself. You have to achieve that high level, and then if you want to make life easier, get time back, hire more people, all that's possible, but you alone have to start everything, okay? If you have a knowledge or a skill gap, you need to fill it as soon as possible and level up. But the tricky thing is, you only kind of know what you know, and you don't know what you don't know. So
are you struggling with getting responses from clients? Are you an established recruiter who is struggling to break 6 figures and beyond? Are you looking to start recruiting part-time and you don't know how? Do you feel burned out and stuck spending hours and hours each day in manual tasks like sourcing and outreaching, and feeling like you have no time to actually run and grow your business? I am absolutely happy to announce that we have launched our own recruitment, educational, and coaching program to help you on your journey. We made sure that everything I've learned in the past 10 years, the tips, the strategies that really helped me build multiple 7 figures of placements on my own desk with some of the best companies in the world, will be included in there. We'll also be including things like how you can build an acquisition system that brings in clients every month to your agency hands-free, how you can maximize the probability of a positive close during negotiations, how you can automate and outsource your day-to-day operations so that you don't have to spend hours per day researching or sourcing, how you can figure out the new and modern way to scale your agency that minimizes risk and maximizes your upside potential. And we've also included much, much more. The best thing about this is not only will you be getting amazing content, but we will also handhold you and be with you every step of the way to make sure that you are held accountable and you crush your goals. We'll also share with you our own tech stack, tools and plugins we actually use, plus everything else we know about automation and AI to help you save time, work smarter, and not be a slave to your business. The exciting news is that we've actually rolled this out to a select few people earlier this year, and I'm excited to see them well on the way to multiple 6 figures, with some breaking $30,000 to $50,000 per month already. So if you're interested to be a successful recruiter that can dominate in any market conditions, make sure you click on the link below to chat with another member of our team, and we're happy to chat with you to see if we can help you out. Make sure you jump on this really quickly. See you on the other side.
But the tricky thing is, you only kind of know what you know, and you don't know what you don't know. So the biggest litmus test is, as I said here, it doesn't matter to me how long you recruited. Like, just because you have recruited for 40 years, does that make you a better recruiter than someone who's recruited for 5 years or 3 years? Just because you know how to play golf for 20 years, does that mean that you're going to be a better golfer than someone who's more junior than you? Absolutely not. The biggest litmus test for me is, what are you billing? Can you bill like multiple 6 figures on your your own desk without VAs, without employees, without crazy tools, consistently year after year. You can't call yourself a multiple six-figure or six-figure recruiter if you've done it 1 year and then all the other years you're struggling. Like, it makes no sense. That's not true. So you got to be able to do it consistently. Then I know it's on skill, not on luck, and not on just like a flash in the pan. If you cannot achieve consistent, I'd rather you make $100,000 consistent than make $300 this year, like $20,000 the next year, $30,000 the year after. Like, that's not a consistent business, okay? If you also have an established agency, like, oh, this only kind of relates to solopreneurs or people who want really small teams, I want to ask you, like, what is the average revenue per hire on your team? I've talked to some medium-sized, large agencies, and they're pushing and claiming some big numbers in terms of revenue, but the revenue per employee is super low, like under 100, under 200. I'm like, you know what? You should do whatever you can to move that up to at least like 3 to 5. That would be like you putting yourself in the top percentiles. I think 200 is not bad. Anything below 200 is kind of average. Anything below 150 or 100 per employee, that's pretty low, and you're leaving a lot of money on the table. You need to make sure, like, where are you right now? Can you optimize? Can you fill in the gaps? With that skill set alone, with that foundation alone, you can be making a lot of money. I've made $500,000 my first year, and for the next 4 years, all manually, like no ATS, no CRM, no Excel, no spreadsheets, like no automation, no AI, because I had a strong grasp of the fundamentals. So before you start going out there wasting time and money on all these buzzwords, like, you have to learn the fundamentals first, especially if you want to be a successful recruitment agency owner or successful, solo 360. Don't get distracted, and if you can't perform at a high level, your primary focus should be, how do I perform at a high level? Focus on the mastery of the fundamentals first. Once you do that, we can then go to step number 1, which is like, you got to find the right plugins, the tools, the softwares to help, right? Once you have that foundation, you then want to find selective tools that can help you save a lot of time. There are so many time sinks in recruiting with manual actions and tasks, and you have to do whatever you can to get rid of those and minimize as much as possible. If something takes you 3 to 5 steps, how can you do it in 1 to 2 steps, right? Manual tasks, what do I mean by that? Well, you can research, you can coordinate, personalizing, outreaching, scheduling, follow up, right? Over and over again. All of these things at that time might not feel like it takes a lot of time, but you compound it throughout a day, throughout a week, throughout a month. We're not talking minutes, it's hours that you can be saving each day and each week, and definitely each month. So it's all about making sure you find the right things that can help you move faster, help you be more efficient, and try to optimize and be aware of, like, where is a lot of time that you're putting into your calendar, and how can you get that back. Then step 2 is like automations, systems, AI. Having one-off tools and plugins is great. That's fantastic. You're way ahead of what I did 2015. But how can you also utilize other tools? How do you connect them? How do you integrate them with others to create an ideal workflow or a system that can work without any active work from you, right? That's where you're truly becoming a business where you've moved yourself out of it. It still operates with or without you. This can truly save you hours and hours per day and week, and really help that trajectory on becoming and achieving freedom. You can scale out the saving time for yourself by utilizing multiple tools and softwares, right? You can also leverage AI. AI is not going to become a recruiter for you. It will help your job become easier and faster. And whether it's from taking notes, analyzing resumes or cover letters, analyzing interviews, giving you a recommendation, identifying the right people and companies or candidates to reach out to, and creating a personalized outreach template, all of this stuff is really, really important and can really be the next evolution of time sync. Is all of this necessary for you? Maybe, maybe not, right? I think like people should achieve the mastery of the fundamentals, make a lot of money first, if you've never tasted that. When I say that, I'm saying maybe more than $100,000 to $200,000 a year. Life can be great. For a lot of people, that's all they want. Imagine being able to make that consistently year after year. You can travel, you can take time off, you can be flexible, you can work when you want, you don't work when you don't want. I think if you want to really take it to the next level and scale an agency, create an actual business, then this stuff really, really matters. But all of this to say is that if you just have the fundamentals of the business, you can do just fine as is. Life is dandy. Step 3, you then need to think about how to hire and outsource and delegate strategically, right? So hiring strategically and smart is the final piece of the puzzle to really allow you to truly be completely hands-off and allow you to focus on being a CEO on your business than being really stuck in it. When you are a solo recruiter and you're performing at a high level, that's fantastic. But it's also like a high paying job. Meaning, like if you stop working, your desk stops. If you stop working, your business stops. So you really can't stop working, right? And so you want to make sure that like if your aspiration is to create freedom, to be a true CEO and boss and business, you got to start really looking heavily into the best practices, the softwares, the tools, the workflows that can really help optimize your operations and setting yourself up for success into the future. You can hire a 180 or 360 desk salaried person if you want, if you have the capital and budget. But it's also really, really risky, right? And expensive, as one or two wrong hires can really be detrimental to your agency. On the flip side, hiring 180 to 360 or salaried people is the best for loyalty and culture to really create a strong business. You can also look into contractors, whether domestic or international, but then you really bump into like quality, culture, communication, and loyalty issues. Now, what I found out, what we invested a lot of time and money into our own agency is there is a way to have a bit of both, the best of both, if you do it correctly, right? I think it's easier to find salary people. It's very expensive, harder to train. It's harder to hire and find the right people when it comes to contractors, domestically, international, with all the different reasons. But if you can kind of somehow find the best of both worlds and combine it into what we call a modern hybrid approach, where you can really hire smart and strategically and really set your business up for success into the future, where you can scale intentionally while keeping the risk low and the stress and the burden low to your business, then wouldn't that be amazing? You can literally set yourself up for success and maximize the upside into the future, right? So that's what we do, and this is something that we also teach at the Recruiter School. So that's the final step. So again, when it comes to freedom, there's really 3 steps in recruiting that you need to do. Number 1, understand the basics and utilize the right tools, right? And then optimize your workflow by creating systems, fine-tuning automations, leveraging AI when you can. And then the true freedom, you're like 80% there, is to then understand exactly how do you go out there and find the right people, how do you train them, how do you qualify them, so that really this runs automatically, completely passive behind the scenes, creating what we call your own acquisition system or engines on either end, so that leads and cans come to your inbox without you literally having to do anything, where you can really just focus on the high touch offers, fires with clients, closing, negotiation, client calls, right? Over and over and over again with a predictable way on how to scale, expand your team if you want. Now, the best part of this is that you can just choose to scale as far as you want. We all want a business with 100 employees, but it also comes with more drama, more politics, less profit margins, more turnover, more overall work and stress. The other flip side is, what if you can have a smaller business, maybe around 3 or 5, maybe less than 10, but you have ridiculously high profit margins, maximize the profit margins, you're working people that you love, and it doesn't require to work hours and hours and hours per day. And just because if you feel sick, you want to take days off, it doesn't stop, and you're living a fantastic life, whether or not you actually want to work. For me, I think that's really attractive. I think people should aspire to go beyond that, just out of sheer, if you have big ambitions, big aspirations, and you want to, take over the world and scale as far as you can. That's good. There's no right or wrong to anything. But you also have to understand, the bigger the business, the more complex it is, the more stress, the less profit and cash goes into your pocket. But again, it helps with the market share and helps your growth and whatever alignment with your overall goal and mission. So my challenge to you is that being a solo recruiter is a great life, right? But again, you don't have that freedom. And if you really want to start creating an agency, a passive one, an actual business, you gotta look into the first step, which is the right systems and the tools, the SOPs that you can optimize. And then to truly create a business that can be set up for success, if you want to scale it to the moon, if you ever want to sell it, if you want to be acquired, you want to be attractive to other businesses, being able to create a team in a smart way where you can remove yourself from the trenches and operations, allow you to continue to absolutely enjoy that lifestyle while your business continues to crush it, and creating more opportunities you're not even thinking about right now. So for me, whenever I do anything, I always like to think of what is the long-term goal, the midterm goal, and the short-term goal, right? No one wants to work 60 hours or 70 hours a week as alone, right? For the next 10, 20 years. I think it's fun for the next 3, 5, 6 years where you can make multiple 6 figures. It's fun and you're making a lot of money living a good lifestyle. But then if you're thinking about, I want time to spend with my family or significant other, I want to be able to unplug, you can really only do that by moving on to step 2 and step 3. So I hope that this gives you a better understanding of how you can frame, how you can plan your agency forward. Keep it simple. Start as a solo. Start part-time. There's ways that you can do this part-time with a current obligation or a current job. Be smart. Dip your toes in. Learn the fundamentals. Do placements. Invest. Then give yourself the opportunity to go full-time if you want. It's up to you. Step 1, step 2, step 3. How much much on that spectrum of freedom do you want to achieve, and how much of a, being a business owner do you actually want to achieve? So hope this helps. If you want to see more video like this, please give us a like, subscribe, click that bell. Otherwise, thank you so much again, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.